What is up, you bushy boys and girls? In today's video, I'm going to describe the differences between different training styles or different ways to lift weights. So we got bodybuilding, which I do, so sorry if there's some bias on this list. Powerlifting, which really you're going for numbers and not so much your body, but I'll get more into that. CrossFit, which I know there's a lot of bad stigma, more like sugma behind it. It's still beneficial when it comes to your health, but it can also be extreme anyways. The last one is Olympic lifting, which like powerlifting, you're going for the biggest number you can, hoping to beat your competition. Like I said, I'll rank these, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you know what number 1 is, but we will start in the order that I said. So bodybuilding, of course, I'm the most familiar with it. You're trying to build your muscles up, whether it's your chest, shoulders, arms, so biceps, triceps. I could do a video too of my favorite exercises for each muscle groups, along with your legs, abs, and back. I don't think I missed one, did I? Did I miss beard? But the goal is, like when it comes to competitive bodybuilding, which you can do without steroids, by the way, is you do specific poses, whether it's men's physique, which I think is a couple poses. It's a front pose and a back pose, and then classic physique or open. You do that fancy stuff like bicep flexing, the leg flexes, the dang titter bounces, I don't know. And you also diet like a madman to get shredded to that 5-6% body fat. Some people can get lower, like 4, but ideally you want to be at 15% or 10% at the lowest, but anything, in my opinion, okay, above 20. So 10 to 20, 15 is that sweet spot. I'll see mine eventually at my new gym, Crunch Fitness. They have like a body scan thing, and I can't wait to do that. That'll be sick knowing what my body fat is, because I guess it's around 15, but I'm not completely sure. And yeah, you tan up, you oil up for your homies, and the judges, they tell you what they think and place you where they think you should be put based on your thickness. So next is powerlifting, which I want to do, but in my opinion, my bench press is too weak. So you got 3 movements: bench press, squat, and deadlift, and you have to do them a certain way. Like the judge or the referee, they'll tell you to push or pause when needed. Like on the bench, you go down, stick it on your chest for a little bit, and when you're up, you wait for them to say rack. So it's same with squat and deadlift. Well, deadlift pretty much you just control the weight down, and squat, yeah, you just wait to rack. They get pretty dang heavy, and you only do 1 rep. So the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting, again, this could be its own video, is the repetitions that you do. So bodybuilding, I like to do anywhere from 8 all the way up to 15 to 12 for like my first set. So I do 3 sets on an exercise. So let's say we're doing some shoulder press. I might do 12 or 15 reps of really lightweight just to get warmed up, and work my way to 8 to 12 reps of my top weight and slowly progress from there. And as you lift longer, it will be harder to consistently progress, but powerlifting is just 1 rep, and you can sit, chew your gummy worms for like 20 freaking minutes. But with different goals in mind, I mean, any way you like to look at fitness, it's good you're getting out there and working on your body. Ideally, bodybuilders and powerlifters, well, like the really competitive ones, they can use steroids. That's another topic, but bodybuilders, it seems like a healthy lifestyle, but really it's not. Same with powerlifting, because they might prioritize protein, but they might eat highly processed or like sugar stuff, like candy, which, I mean, you can eat. I'd freaking eat sweets all the dang time, but obviously don't abuse your body, especially them needles. So the next one is CrossFit. I can't remember if I said that or Olympic lifting. CrossFit I don't know much about. Basically, I've heard you prepare for real life situations, so you'll do random stuff. So you'll do random stuff like snatches, bunch of pull-ups, push-ups, just lighter weight stuff for as many reps as you can until you pretty much pass out. That's why it's got a bad rep, and people have gotten rhabdomyolysis. Is that the full name? They just call it rhabdo. Like, they actually encourage it, which is why some people think CrossFit is a cult. And also, to be a trainer, legit, it takes like 2 dang days, so that's a little sus. Yeah, any training style when taken to the extreme can obviously be bad for you, but that's pretty much all I know about CrossFit. It's not something I'd be interested in because it is super intense and high reps. Bodybuilding's about intensity, a little lower reps than that. And bodybuilding, yeah, more intensity, or powerlifting, more intensity, but you only do a few. I mean, when you're training, you don't only just do one rep of those lifts. You will do other stuff to try to help you get better or balance out your body. Now leads me to Olympic lifting, which I think there's a few movements: a snatch, clean and jerk, and an overhead press. But like powerlifting, you go for as high as you can. You go to your meet in your little singlet and you try to beat your competition, and they'll organize you by weight class. That's a big differentiator. I'm trying to be fancy with the words, guys, but it's a big difference. You know, if you go against somebody 20 more pounds than you on the scale, it's like, dang, what do I do? In bodybuilding, they have weight classes too, unless you're in the open division. Again, like crossfitting, I don't know much about Olympic lifting, but I just want to give you guys the basic details of the four. So now I'll rank them on my personal preference of how likely I am to start doing them. So number 4, the one I am least likely to try, is CrossFit. Just based on the intensity, that sounds like hell, especially after an 8-hour shift or something. You would not want to do that. CrossFit is pretty much some people's lifestyles, which I have no problem with, but it would not be mine. Number 3, Olympic lifting. I didn't put it below CrossFit because it would be cool to see how strong I could get in a certain movement, and I do like to stick to one thing and try to progress at it. But I also don't really know much about it, and my shoulder strength or my overhead pressing really isn't that great. And Olympic lifters, honestly, they can look pretty good, so can CrossFit. But I want some more muscle to my body, you know, show off for my girl. Number 2, powerlifting. Again, like Olympic lifting, it would be fun to see how to do those movements, and I've already done them, but I don't really incorporate them in my bodybuilding workout. Based on how, not dangerous, but like risky they are for you, like deadlifting, it doesn't really work much in your back or puts a lot of strain on your lower back, and there's really no point. When it comes to hypertrophy, which is trying to build your muscles over time, number 1, you have bodybuilding. Why I do it? It's just cool to see how far my body can progress, and it will force me to, you know, eat more protein and not snack so dang often, because that was a bad habit in school for me, especially college, and it kind of adds up with other things in life. It helps keep me on track. Like with, I don't have a specific diet, but I do try to pay attention to my calories, so it makes me more disciplined overall as a bushy human being. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching and listening to your main man Bush. Just want to talk about the different training styles, open up your mind to anything you can do in the gym. Oh, I forgot about strongman, which I don't know if it's a training style, but it's a competition you could do, so that's an honorable mention. Basically, they do a lot of overhead press movements too, and they have the world's strongest man competition every year. But basically, if you're not a giant, just forget about it, because the top people in that, they will shoulder press like 400 pounds, so more than twice of what I weigh. They could just lightly press me up over their shoulders. Oh, another one's arm wrestling. I don't know if we count that, but that's about a lot of technique too, and I know the top arm wrestlers with anything. I mean, you want to try to get every little advantage that you can when it comes to your sport. Oh, and I forgot about horse badminton. You gotta be dang conditioned. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'd be goofy sometimes, gorsh. Check out the Instagram and TikTok too. The Instagram, I just post, you know, little goofy pictures, whether it's pump pics. I know I wore my wife's freaking hair towel, so that was funny. So if you're keen on those platforms too, just give me a follow, along with the community posts. If you want to stay involved with what's going on here at the Bushy channel, leave a comment. I don't know, just say line up your victim or something. I was gonna say, which path would you prefer? Bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit. I was going to say yoga, but that wouldn't make any sense. Or any other thing, any honorable mention. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you bushes later.